What is going on, YouTube? It's your boy Spanko, and today we're back with the one, the only,
Hello,
Tony.
hello. Tony here. Not on my channel all the time, but live on Spanko's channel.
Yeah, this
Or
is this is this is where you
live
belong.
enough.
Yeah, I mean, kind of live, but this is where you belong. So if you guys don't know, Tony has his own channel. You guys probably know because you guys have been killing it with going to subscribe to his channel.
Yeah,
He's at over 300 now.
and like 200 more subscribers. I can start offering like clout to people for payment. Yeah, that's probably not gonna work, but still, I could try.
Yeah, no, and so yeah, thank you guys for Tony. I guess I'm just gonna say this. I'm more excited than he is, to be honest with you. But thank you guys for getting him to 300. And today he has another signature deck profile.
Okay, so as you know, I was always hyping up Genesis Impactors on my channel.
Yep.
And Genesis Impactors came out Thursday. And while I'm still trying to figure out some of the decks, with I think the Drytons being the one that's going to come up the earliest, I figure I'd give you at least a preliminary build of the Evil Twin, Live Twin archetype that I've been thinking up of.
Okay.
Alright, so let's get into this.
Yep.
Okay, so starting off the deck profile, we have the 3 Live Twin Kiskill and 3 Live Twin Lila. So the idea behind the Evil Live Twin archetype is that these guys are VTubers by day and Gem Thieves by night. And it's kind of accented by their cards, as in both these are level 2 Cybers type monsters. The way that they work is that when they're summoned and you control no other monster, you can summon the other one from the deck, where Lila will summon Kissikill and Kissikill will summon Lila. They also have an additional effect where it forces your opponent to, like, you gaining advantage when your opponent tries to declare an attack, where Lila forces your opponent to pay 500 to declare the attack, and you gain 500 while Kissikill's on the field when your opponent declares an attack. And that can be pretty useful, mostly just to Lila, because sometimes you could put your opponent low enough where they just can't attack because they can't pay the life. But in most cases, these cards are meant to summon out the Evil Twins, which will be your main play of the deck.
Yep.
And while the fact is these cards are weak to hand traps, you have so many extenders due to their unique typing and name that it's pretty easy for you to extend past a few hand traps to still make your board.
Okay.
Now, moving on from there, we're playing the 1 Evil Twin, Kissikill and Lila. So this is a monster that's kind of a doozy, but you also have to play it just purely because your deck doesn't have the damage. So its effect is, first off, to summon this, you have to summon this from your graveyard or hand by triggering 2 Link monsters, which will most likely be your Evil Twin Link monsters.
Yep.
On the field, when it's summoned, should your opponent control 3 or more cards, you can force your opponent to essentially send everything except for 2 of those cards. So it essentially works like a bit like an evenly matched, the only issue being that it sends to the graveyard, so graveyard effects beware.
Okay.
But the more important fact is that while you have an Evil Twin or Kissikill and a Lila card in the graveyard, it doesn't even have to be the links. It can be just the main deck monsters.
Okay.
This card gains 2200 attack and defense, putting this thing at 4400 attack. And in most cases, due to the fact that your deck essentially has pretty low attack stat values, this will be your main beater. Where the effect to actually equalize your opponent is more used as a win more option, but that attack boost is just how you can somehow just put your opponent low enough, where then these Live Twin cards can actually start mattering a bit more.
Okay.
And again, the card's a little hard to summon, but you play it more purely because, unfortunately, you don't have the damage, and it is still a card that you can search out of the deck.
So you'd say it's good in like the mid to late game.
It's definitely good to the mid to late game. You can search into it really early on, but it's only as good once you start getting your Evil Twin combos rolling.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Moving on from there, we're actually just done the monsters. We're going on to the hand traps immediately with 3 Ash. Ash is Ash, that's what it is. And then we're also playing 3 Nibiru. Actually, hold on, wrong Nibiru.
Ah, he's flexing.
3 Nibiru. So Nibiru, as you know, is probably one of the most premier hand traps in the format due to the fact that it clears your opponent's field, but it also comes at the cost of clearing out your own field. However, due to the unique mechanic of your Evil Twins, you actually can do something in this deck that I call waltzing, where you can essentially tag out a twin and then chain a Nibiru to maintain advantage for yourself while still clearing your opponent's board. Nice. And that's something I will showcase as I get through the rest of the profile.
Cool.
Alright, moving on from there, we're going into the spells with 3 Secret Passphrase. So Secret Passphrase, when activated, searches for an Evil Twin or Live Twin spell or trap card. However, should you control a Kissikill and a Lila monster as well, you can also search for an Evil Twin monster. So in most cases, this card will be used to search your spell and trap support for the deck. But in a weird situation, once again, this is a way to search into your Evil Twin, Kissikill, and Lila really early on. And that itself can be pretty useful if you already have the spell and trap support. But most cases, what you do want to search with this card will be your 3 Live Twin Home. Live Twin Home is one of the ways that you will be getting into your Live Twins without the need of actually normal summoning them, and again, it works through hand traps. So it's a quick play spell that when activated, you discard a card from your hand, and then summon an Evil or Live Twin from your deck. just a free searcher. The only limitation, however, is that it locks you into Evil Twins from your X deck for the rest of this turn. And while that is somewhat of a condition, since you're not playing as many kinds of combo extenders compared to some of the other builds, it's fine because the only cards you're initially going to go into will be your Evil Twins.
I should say this is more of like a pure profile.
Right. This is more of a pure profile. See, most of the builds that you may see on Preliminary Online will be decks that attempt to do something like either the Unchained version, or it will be a deck that tries to combo out and on one Evil Twin and an Unchained Abomination. And those builds are cool. I just thought that the idea of comboing in this deck, when your combo is already somewhat fragile to hand traps as it is, makes this deck almost worse as a combo deck. But due to the fact that these cards can tag in and float each other so well, it makes it super well as a control deck.
Okay.
And what we're going to see as I go into the profile from here is a lot more of a control focus in the deck. Anyway, this being a quick play can actually do some pretty nutty things. Not only, once again, does this let you summon out your twins, which apply that weird control effect, it does mean that I can chain this to removal to summon another twin, which then gets the effect if that removal has cleared my field. So, stuff like that. Moving on from there, since your live twins are all cybers, of course we're playing the 3 Signet Mining. The discard that these cards produce, unfortunately, is a bit of a costly situation, but it is nice that the Evil Twin monsters do mitigate that, and I'll showcase that going forward. From there, we're once again playing the 3 Forbidden Droplets. Forbidden Droplets, like a lot of the decks I put Forbidden Droplets into, has secondary synergy. See, a lot of your Evil Twin monsters, and I should have probably got this into this a little earlier, but all your Evil Twin monsters focus on the fact that while you don't control the other, you can summon back one of your, the other counterpart. This is one of the ways that allow you to clear out your Evil Twins such that you only have one on the field so that it can bring back the other. Likewise, we have 2 Enemy Controller. Enemy Controller kind of works the same way. The idea with Enemy Controller is that you contribute one of your twins, such that you leave only one of the twins on the field to bring back the other. But it's nice because, as I mentioned before, your Evil Twins kind of lack a lot of attack. They're dropping at 1100 each, which means sometimes it's pretty easy for your opponent just to normal summon a monster and attack with it to bait out your deck. This, due to the 2 modes, are actually useful in a number of ways. I could obviously turn my opponent's monster into defense, which can stop an attack, but it also has that nice benefit where if I do take a monster, it combos well with other cards and allows me to essentially just not only deal some damage, but also remove monsters on the field.
Nice.
I really should have done the twins earlier. Anyway, moving on from there, we have the 1 Call by the Grave. Your deck still is susceptible to hand traps. You play it for that reason. Alright, moving on to the traps. Actually, before I go into the traps, this is the weird situation where I feel like I should probably go into more about what the Evil Twins do.
Okay.
So this is a weird divergent from this. So the Evil Twins, we have Evil Twin Kill and Evil Twin Lila, just to match the live VTuber versions from the deck.
Yep.
So these twins all have an effect where when they're on the field and you don't control the other one, you can summon back a Kill or a Lila monster from your graveyard, but you're locked into Fiends for the rest of this turn. What this means in some cases is that not only does dropping both of the twins into one of these allow you to access the other, by manner of basically I can summon a twin, summon the other twin, link into one of them, use its effect to bring back the counterpart to link into the next one, which then brings back the other one. It also allows them as a quick effect to essentially dodge effects that way. So on top of that, however, both these twins also have an effect that when they're summoned, if you control the other one, you get an additional effect. Lily here, when it's summoned while you control a Kill monster, lets you target 1 card on the field and destroy it. Kill here, when it's summoned while you control a Lila monster, will let you draw a card. And these effects, being quick effects, means that you can not only apply this effect on your turn, but also on your opponent's turn as well. And you're going to be doing that as much as you can to generate advantage on both players' turn to essentially outgrind your opponent.
And that's the effect you're using with Nibiru, right?
Yes. So this is what I mean with a Nibiru. Suppose in a situation I have a Lila on the field and a Kissicle in the graveyard, or the counterpart, right?
Yeah.
In the situation here, let's say my opponent has summoned 5 monsters. What I can do is I can do Chain Link 1, the effect of my Lila, Chain Link 2, Nibiru. What's going to happen here is that Nibiru will resolve first, clearing the field. Then Lila will resolve and then summon out the Kissicle, when the Kissicle can then still activate and bring back the Lila, allowing me to get the Lila effect.
So now I've gotten both of them back and broken your opponent's board.
Right. Yeah, I've cleared out my opponent's board, and this is how, like, a lot of times why, in a lot of situations, if you open the Nibiru, it's easier to end on this one on the field and this one in the grave, because then you can Nibiru your opponent, get back the Kissicle, and then if your opponent keeps extending, you can bring back the Lila and then just pop a card that way.
Okay.
And that is essentially one of the, I guess, the idea of waltzing through your opponent. And obviously that it's pretty useful to work that way. But the idea that these cards essentially allow you to blink into each other means that working with cards like droplets or enemy controller, sacking them off to activate their effects is pretty much inconsequential. You're essentially giving them up just to bring them back and then apply an additional bonus effect.
Okay, yeah. So you're gaining advantage really with that.
Yeah, the idea once again is that these are essentially phantom gem thieves by like knights. So the idea is that this one will steal a card and this one will take a card from your opponent, kind of like give and take.
Yep. Oh, interesting. Yeah.
Yeah. Now what this matters is that it goes well with the trap cards you're playing. To start off, we're playing 3 Evil Twin Challenge. So Evil Twin Challenge, like most of the control decks, is a Call the Haunted for the deck. When activated, you summon back one Kissicle or Lilla monster from your graveyard. Mind you, this doesn't have to be your Evil Twins, it can also be your Live Twins. But in most cases, it means that you can bring back one of your Live Twins in the situation where maybe the other one got negated and apply that effect that way. It's a cool, neat recovery on the end phase, but it also comes with a very unique secondary effect. After you summon back the monster, you can immediately, after this effect resolves, perform a link summon using any of the monsters you control into an Evil Twin monster. Why is that relevant? It's because in a lot of situations, when you're working with things, for example, like the enemy controller here, it means that should I take a monster off of enemy control, I can activate this, bring back one of my Evil Twins, and then proceed to link away with the monster I just took, taking clear of the monster before it even goes back to my opponent. And that can be pretty useful all on its own, but just the fact that it can bring back your monsters, especially since your monsters aren't very big, can be also pretty useful in recovery.
Yep.
Given the fact that any of the twins summon back the other twin, bringing back one essentially means the other. Moving on from there, we're playing 2 Cynet Regression. So this is a card that did come out of Genesis Impact, and it's actually not bad for the deck, but it does require a bit more testing. When you special summon a Link monster, mind you, you special summon a Link monster, not when you Link summon. When you special summon a Link monster, you can target one card on the field, destroy it, and draw a card. And it just so turns that in this deck, due to the fact that these can summon out Link monsters on either player's turn, you could essentially turn any of their effects to bring back the other twin into a pop and a draw. Nice. Which essentially is just both effects of the twins. You essentially, in a lot of situations...
So you just double up on the effects.
Yeah, so in a lot of situations, if I do want to do double removal, I can go Kissico, summon back Lilla, pop 2, and draw 1.
Oh.
Or, in the situation where I just want more draw, I can summon back this pop 1 and draw 2. In either way, the generation advantage off of this card can be insane.
Oh, that's actually really cool.
Yeah. Moving on from there, we're playing 3 Torrential. So Torrential is here in the same manner as Nibiru. It just works a little more in a trap form. Once again, I can go activate effect chaining 1, activate Torrential chaining 2, nuke the field, bring back the other one, and then use this effect to bring back the one I just got destroyed.
Yep.
Again, Torrential is also seeing a lot of play right now because right now with VFD on the field, well, it's just another way to deal with the monsters on the field without any problem. Going on from there, we're playing 3 Ice Dragon Prison. I think this is one of the more staple traps of this current format. It takes one of your opponent's monsters, then banishes 2. But in a lot of situations, due to the fact that once again we can play with things like Evil Twin Challenge here, it does also mean that if I just take the monster and not choose to banish anything, I can then just proceed to link it away and then use it from there.
Yep.
Pretty useful. Lastly, rounding off the traps, we're playing the 3 Imperm because hand traps are great, and the 2 Trap Trick because all your traps are normal traps.
Yep.
Yeah.
So you can search pretty much whatever you don't have.
Right. Alright, moving on into the extra deck, we're obviously playing 3 of each of the twins.
Of course.
Again, beautiful. Would love to have these in collector rare when I have a chance, but
do all the Evil Twins come, and the Live Twins come in collector rare?
See, that's the other part I don't like about them. Only one of them does. One of the Live Twins does, and one of the Evil Twins does.
They did the same thing with Unchained and Starlight.
Yeah, that is like some extreme edging.
I don't know why they did that.
Yeah, I'm disappointed. But since again, these twins when they bring back the monsters, they do lock you into fiends, which means most of your extra going forward from here will be fiend monsters. We're playing the 1 Nightmare Cerberus, the 1 Nightmare Phoenix, because again, removal is great. But due to the fact that these guys do bring themselves back in the main monster zone, it means that you can make these and very easily get off their cold draw effect.
Nice.
Likewise, we're playing the 1 Unicorn for removal, but we're playing 2 Nightmare Griffin.
So how often do you go into Griffin?
Griffin I go into a lot, but mostly it's more than likely I go into this card after I do a Nibiru. So it's not exactly common since a lot of times you only be tagging out with these cards, but you can go into this card pretty easily if you can drop both twins on the field on your turn and then follow that up with another monster.
And it's a form of control, right?
It's a form of control. So obviously for those who keep forgetting what this card does, because let's face it, most of the time it's only relevant for the one effect. First off, any non-link monster, any non-link special summon monster cannot activate their effects. just lockdown. That's pretty great. The more important effect you'll be using in this is that you can discard one card from this hand when this card is summoned, and then set a spell or trap from your graveyard.
Yep.
Which means in most cases, this is just another way to revive all your used up spell and trap cards. But it's also nice due to the fact that since you're usually summoning this wall using one of your live twins on the main zone, you will get that draw effect, essentially turning any dead cards into just more advantage.
Nice.
It's pretty easy with this card to not only just cycle into the traps you need, but also get back the trap you need from the graveyard to just really break your opponent. And I'll show you like that weird build-up that goes into that combo from later on. Because the live twins are Cybers, we are playing the Link Disciple Link Devotee combo.
Yep.
The idea is that it does end essentially on a Link 4 and then this. Only if you open once again to the live twin and then an extender.
Yep.
Which not as common, still worth playing. And then lastly, we're playing the one Axis Code Talker. Sometimes you just end on 2 live twins and you know you gotta kill your opponent. You just turn into this and then just bam bam.
Alright, now guys, don't forget that this is only 14 cards in the extra deck.
Yep, the gold standard. Gold standard.
That's Tony's specialty, 14 cards. So if you guys want a 15th card, whatever you guys want to play.
Honestly, if you really want to, just because, like, again, as an ode to like lack of creativity, you could place this with a Verte Anaconda and not play Dragoons, because I'm not about that.
Okay, well, there's another option for you.
Yeah, alright, so I'm going to go into like a few quick combos that this deck can do, just so that at least somebody can understand how this works. Alright, so let's say I open any of the twins, right?
Okay.
What I can do is I can summon the twin, and then when the twin is summoned, its effect will activate to summon the other twin.
Okay.
And from here, I can pass.
What the heck?
Yeah, okay, no, that's not actually what's going to happen.
Alright.
What I'm actually going to do is I'm going to link these 2 monsters away to summon out one of the twins. And it's going to be relevant depending on what kind of effect I want to resolve more.
Wait. You don't summon Verte?
No, not as much as I would like to. Like, yeah, no, Dragoons, just would finish from there. Dragoons, best deck. No. But realistically, though, depending on what kind of what twin you want to actually get the additional effect off of, you're going to start off with the other one. So suppose in this case, I want to get the draw effect first, right? I'm going to start off by summoning the Kiss Kill first. Now, Kiss Kill is on the field, and since I don't control a Lilla monster, I can activate the Kiss Kill's effect to bring back the Lilla from my graveyard. Then I can proceed to link away the Lilla and the Kiss Kill to summon out the Lilla monster. From there, the Lilla monster can now activate, since I don't control a Kiss Kill monster, to bring back the Link monster instead. And now, since it's special summoned while you control a Lilla monster, I can now activate Kiss Kill's effect to draw another card.
Nice.
Alright. That's the first thing. And the idea is from here is that this is what you would do going first. And what you want to do is that from here you have a few options. Obviously, you could just link these away and go into something else. Or, in most cases, because you do want to get the effect on your opponent's turn, you're then going to link away these 2 monsters to summon out another one of the twins, depending on what effect you want on your opponent's turn. If I do want to get the pop, I'm going to end on a Kiss Kill to bring back the Lilla. Or if I want to end on the draw, I'll make the Lilla instead to bring back the Kiss Kill.
And then you do this also based off what you have in your hand, right?
Right. So now in the situation where I do open the Nibiru, however, this becomes inverse. Because I know that the effect I bring back when I chain with the Nibiru would be the one that won't get its effect. I'm actually going to summon the opposite. If I do want to get the pop, I'm actually going to end on the Lilla instead.
Yep.
Because what's going to happen is, once again, I'm going to activate Lilla, chaining 1, chaining 2 Nibiru. It's going to get rid of this to bring back the Kiss Kill, which will not get its effect, but then Kiss Kill will activate to bring back the Lilla to get the pop.
Which get that, yeah.
And the idea is that's the idea of what you want when you know that you're going to waltz, you're going to summon out the opposite one. Now, let's say in that situation where I do have the Nibiru or where I have an extender, right? And usually what ends up happening is that, again, usually what ends in my opponent's turn is I'm going to go chaining 1 this, chaining 2 this, summon the Nibiru, destroy the monster, bring back the Lilla, and then bring back this one. And this is one my opponent passes to going into my turn. Mm-hmm. From here, this is where Nightmare, I guess, what's the name? Nightmare Griffin becomes a little more relevant. Because I do want to get the most advantage out of my plays, I'm going to link these 2 monsters away to summon out, let's say,
Unicorn?
A unicorn. I can activate the effect. In this case, let's something like this. I can activate the effect, obviously, because the co-link does give me the draw if I want to cycle, but that's not the more important part in this situation. From here, I'm going to activate the Lilla's effect to bring back the Kiss Kill, draw another card, and then from there, I can, depending once again on what I want to end with, I can link away with these 2 monsters to summon out my Nightmare Unicorn. Once again, using the draw cycle effect, they not only recycle a trap card, but also get a free card. And now, essentially, I've ended on my opponent's turn, locking my opponent out of their special monsters out of a link effect, getting 1 free trap and a few draws in, which I can then set my board with, and then keep going on my opponent's turn.
So you're just gonna keep controlling your board.
Right. And the idea is like the deck definitely does not put out a lot of high octane damage immediately, but it can whittle down your opponent really fast. The fact that you can continuously cycle in between this one and that one means that you'll always be taking cards from your opponent and getting cards on your own, and the traps that you burn out will always be continuously replenished through your combos.
Yep.
And it's pretty easy to essentially end your turn on one of these and then 3 traps and like a Nibiru or a Torrential maybe set, and then on the following turn still end up on 3 more traps burning after burning out the 3 you already set, and just ending up on an even bigger board than you did before.
Ah, okay.
And the eventual end goal is that if you realize you're gonna have to kill your opponent fast, you turn into an Axis Kotalker, or you summon out your Evil Twin Kiskill and Lilith from the deck, and then just go beat City on your opponent.
Oh, so this is nice control to OTK kind of back and forth deck.
Yes. Honestly, and obviously, like I said, this is a very preliminary build. I think going forward, there's a lot of things that can definitely change, but I do still advocate for the fact that this deck is definitely better as a control deck than a aggressive combo deck.
And then we'll see what the new, what's it called, support that's coming out soon.
Right, there's new support for the deck, and like obviously I do want to hopefully one day make this with the new support, but we'll see where this goes. But yeah, that is the Evil Twin, Live Twin deck profile.
So thank you.
Yeah, it's weird saying that not on my channel.
Would you say an Evil Twin? Would you call this Evil Twin or Live Twin?
I guess I'll just call them twins, I guess. It's weird to, like, because it is essentially a bit of both. You use these monsters to get into these monsters,
Live Twins go into the Evil
but these
Twins,
monsters are essentially just as essential for the fact that they're iconic for both.
Okay, well,
I'll just call this, like, waifu.deck.
Yeah, the VTuber.deck. Okay, so thank you, Tony, for the deck profile. We appreciate it, as always. If you guys want to see more Tony on the channel, he is busy on his own channel. So check out his own channel. Link will be in the description, YGO Tony. It's also on my feature page on my channel, so if you guys want to check that out. Thank you, Tony, for being here. We got some Pokemon content to film.
Oh, yes, we do.
That'll be up on Spanko decks, which is also in the description below. Yeah, that's a case of Pokemon stuff. Alright, we'll see you later. Thanks for watching. Subscribe, like.
My hand's steady, I feel ready, but my legs heavy, I don't get it. How come I haven't hit it already? Still working, I'm still learning, I'm still searching, finally earning something, finally turning something called a profit. If I hear you talking shit, don't get caught in it. I'll be popping off and hit your ass, dropping all your shit. Yeah, I promise this, I got promises, you ain't stopping this, cross my shit.